So Paul Mason once again has announced that he is standing to be a Labour candidate, and this time for Islington North to replace Jeremy Corbyn. And all I can say is this is hilarious. And this is what he wrote in his announcement. I'm Paul Mason, journalist, trade unionist and lifelong campaigner for social justice. I'm standing for selection as Labour's parliamentary candidate for Islington North. I worked hard for Jeremy Corbyn while he was leader, and I hope to build on the decades of tireless work he's done for local people. I backed Keir Starmer and took part in his leadership campaign in 2020 because I knew he could put us where we are today, on the brink of a Labour government that will give Britain its future back. But it's vital that we win here. Islington North needs an MP who can set Labour's agenda in government. I'll do my best to keep the Labour and trade union movement in Islington united around our common goals, delivering Keir Starmer's 5 missions, enacting Labour's New Deal for working people, and achieving a new, comprehensive partnership with Europe to reverse the most damaging effects of Brexit. Now, we unsuccessfully tried to be a candidate in multiple seats, including Stretford and Urmston, Sheffield Century, and Mid and South Pembrokeshire. He wrote in his Twitter bio a phrase, I can't remember what it was now, but something in Welsh, because he was trying to show that he was, he had a personal connection to Wales when he was standing for Pembrokeshire, which someone translated, and it wasn't even correct Welsh. I'm pretty sure he just went on Google Translate and wrote something to make him sound like he had a personal connection to Pembrokeshire, which he doesn't. Completely embarrassing. And it just proves he's an opportunist with an embarrassment fetish. Now, his statement is completely dishonest. I mean, the man has done nothing but bash the left and Jeremy Corbyn for years. But because he wants to stand in Jeremy Corbyn's seat, he knows he's very popular, so he's pretending he supports Jeremy Corbyn again. And he doesn't see the irony that he's trying to be both pro-Corbyn and pro-Starmer. The very facts that Paul is trying to put his name on the seat is due to Corbyn being barred from Keir Starmer. I mean, Starmer also has no interest in unions, has no interest in Labour's New Deal for working people. And this is the same guy who created an organogram linking various left-wing factions to Russia, including Diane Abbott, Richard Burgon, Jess Bernard, Jeremy Corbyn, Navarra Media, the black community and the Muslim community, some weird paranoid and frankly racist shit, because he's utterly lost his mind. It's also funny that he talks about his support for unions because in that very same organogram, he has seemingly linked Russia to them as well. He is just a clown. Now, Corbyn still hasn't officially announced he will run. A lot of people think he will. I think it's very likely that he will. But I'm assuming he's waiting until the selection process has completed because obviously once that's done, the chances of him becoming a Labour MP is pretty much impossible. Now, apparently, Jeremy Corbyn has received funds from We Deserve Better, which is probably cause for his membership to be revoked. I mean, Wes Streeting even went on TV to say that that should disqualify him being a member because, of course, he would say that. But it says something about the Labour Party that Jeremy Corbyn should be removed because he accepted $5,000 from a grassroots campaign. But when Streeting takes hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, from private healthcare firms, or the Welsh Labour leader Vaughan Gething taking $200,000 from environmentally dangerous companies, all is fine. Now, the excuse, I guess, is that, well, Corbyn is getting money from a source that also supports non-Labour candidates, because We Deserve Better is also supporting the Greens, is also supporting independent candidates too. Well, Lord Oakeshott donated to Labour, Lib Dems, and Caroline Lucas. That's 3 different political parties. So why aren't those Labour MPs facing expulsion? Funny that. And also, these various donations from big businesses and lobby groups given to Labour MPs, do you not think they also give to other parties? They obviously do. Now, I think it's highly unlikely Mason will be the candidate because, frankly, he's embarrassing. And despite his infatuation with Keir Starmer, he desperately wants to be a pick-me guy for him. Starmer's not even interested. Now, I've said this before, but Jeremy Corbyn running isn't a guaranteed victory for him. There's people on the left who are saying, as soon as he stands, he's going to win. Don't run away with that idea. He's still up against the Labour machine, the brands, the money, and you have to ask yourself, how many of those who voted Labour in Islington are casual voters, non-political people, as opposed to those who are very in tune with what's going on? I mean, tens of thousands of people voted for Labour in Islington North. How many are political nerds like us? I'm sure there might even be a chunk of them who still think that Jeremy Corbyn is the local candidate. But if there was an independent campaign that had the biggest chance of winning, it would, of course, be Jeremy Corbyn. And I also think it would be very interesting to see how Labour will react if he stands. Knowing how scummy the Labour right are, they'll attack and smear him instead of focusing on issues. But my hope is that Mason does get the nomination and Jeremy Corbyn destroys him. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and drop a comment. It's good for the algorithm and I'm interested in what you have to say. If you're not already subscribed, please do and hit the notification bell. You can also support this channel by becoming a member for 99p per month. And if you're feeling a little more generous, then you can support us on Patreon for £3 or £5 per month. This channel for a while has been uploading every single day, and it's quite a lot of work that is still voluntary and scheduled around my paid work. But I have so much ambition, expect in the future to see more variety in content, such as interviews and Vox Pops. But I want this to be a fully fledged media organisation where not only is this my full-time job, but to have multiple people working for Turn Left. I like to see a live show in the future, more content that delves into culture, history, and much more. But that can only be done if there's money. So please, if you can, support us in any way that's in your capacity. And thank you to existing members, subscribers, and patrons. See you next time.